I love video editing these days. It's so much easier. I remember the old days, in linear systems, when if you messed up in the middle, kind of like when you were typing, you'd have to go back. So this technology is absolutely amazing. Well, we have a wonderful panel here, so I want to kind of skip to them because they have so much experience and expertise that it'll be exciting. I think one of the exciting things when you're looking at that is, look at all the brands out there that are committed to fighting childhood obesity. It's really the first time that the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, whether it's Triple Play, NBA Fit, or the NFL Play 60, have really collaborated to come together to fight childhood obesity. So it's exciting to see everybody out there committed to the health and wellness. And we have a very famous saying, better city, better life. And hopefully that's all what we're committed to, is creating an environment for our kids to have a better city and a better life. So let me start off with Linda. We always like to start off with beauty first. Linda is an internationally recognized fitness and wellness consultant. She's a certified trainer, speaker, and health writer. She's inducted into the National Fitness Hall of Fame in March 2007. Linda has authored 8 books, produced, directed, and choreographed more than 350 DVDs. There's a little bit there. In addition to co-producing 3 award-winning television fitness shows, Linda serves as the president of her 2 companies, Lifestyle Escapes, Sojourn. Did I say that right? As well as serving on the executive advisory board and elite trainer for Beamfit. So let's give a good hand for Linda.
Hi, everybody. You say hello, it's okay. I'm used to being in the fitness world where everyone talks all the time. Okay, I'm going to use the stand up so I can at least do my slides. Thank you, I got it. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Okay, next slide. All right, so when we were asked to do this talk, and talking to, I consider myself a techno-naut, though I actually know more than so many people in the fitness business. I've been in the fitness industry for 42 years as first a physical education teacher and coach, and then moving into adult fitness, and now coming back with HOPSports to my roots to kids fitness. But when we look at technology, when I started, we didn't even though we use products now that are what we consider low tech, like the Beam, like the TiVo, like SandBells, they're technology oriented. We didn't have anything back then. So the fact that we even have products in fitness that we can use is phenomenal. We have gone a really, really long way in fitness. And so what I wanted to do first off was to define technology from a fitness standpoint, how we view technology as we move forward and use it. So the first one is really looking at the application of scientific knowledge. How can we use technology to solve problems? Well, in this case, the problem is obesity. The problem is kids and adults are not moving. Why? They're bored. Why? They don't like it. Why? They're used to gaming. How do we take something like that and solve a problem that we already have with a useful tool? Secondly is looking at new methods and thinking out of the box. How can we take something and create a response? Well, with the product that I work with, the Beam, which is right here, this long, gray, resilient, cushy beam, we look at beaming, which is the actual movement quality of moving on the beam, as getting a tactile immediate response. So for us, when you're barefoot and you're moving, we're looking at how can we generate a difference with the way people move by being able to respond to something that's going to throw you off balance. And many of all the products, all of us who are involved with HOPSports, with this particular venue, all have a similar type of something that we are looking at. How can we solve a problem by looking at using our products to do that? And the last one is looking at how we can interrelate to the environment, to people, and those kinds of things. Using products and technology together is one way, in particular with kids, to get them on the same page as us. We know that they respond to distraction. We know that they respond to immediate response. We know their thumbs move all the time. I find with working with anybody 35 and younger, and I say that in total respect, I actually like to talk to somebody sometimes. Answering 12 texts doesn't do it for me. I just need 2 minutes on the phone and it's done. But that's not the way the world is today. This is the way of the world. Next slide. So when we look at looking at technology, when I show a slide like this to people like you, this is really familiar. Okay, what is this? It's a computer chip, okay? In my world, if I showed this at a fitness convention, I lecture all the time, they'd look at it and go, I don't even get it. But when I show the next slide, which is really what my industry is about. They look very similar. You take a computer chip and how it links and ties immediately to the different facets of the technological things. You push buttons, you look at a computer, you look at a GPS, all of these things. On the left side is your spine, as it connects to the brain, with all of the different connectors to all the different organs, and this is the same exact response that a computer chip does. Our body already is pre-wired down to our DNA level to do that. Next slide. This is why technology, fitness technology, is such a brilliant fusion of both fitness and what all of you guys create and do. Because our body is already wired with billions and billions of receptors that allow us to react and respond in the moment, over time, from a learned response based on the messages that they receive. So even down to just moving my finger like this, turning my head, all of these different things are going to give me a sensory experience, which is really the way for us to be attracting kids today. So for beaming, the parent company is Beamfit. Beaming is really about looking at how your sensory system gives you a somatosensory mind-body response, so that as you exercise, we can approach this through our feet because it's barefoot. All of our proprioceptors send us response, goes to the brain, and allows us to not only develop movement patterning, but to develop all the other things that we know that kids need. Balance, kinesthesia, coordination, interest, mind-brain connection, balancing out both sides of the brain. Next slide. It's all about connection. And we know that so many kids are disconnected from their body. And I just know from having taught for so many years, when they're disconnected at 6, they're disconnected at age 18, and when I get them at age 30 or 35 in a gym, because they've never had the connection to their bodies, they're still not connected, they're still not holistic, and they're still not healthy. And they, at that point, are too embarrassed to figure out what to do. 83% of Americans, adults, are not exercising, and that starts when they're kids. So when you take the physical technology, in our case, in my case, it's with the Beam, and you connect it to a system like HOPSports, which engages from a DVD, from a 3D, from a completely full package of interest for kids to move. They're learning education, they're moving their body, it's dealing with them on their world, in their level. Next slide. What it allows them to do is to hit the body, mind, and spirit all at once. From a standpoint of beaming, what we can do with this through HOPSports is to engage the body, to have them learn to balance their body, balance their mind, align their body, and move. It allows us to look at what we can do for their mind. They become more confident, they gain self-esteem, they begin to see their own potential at a very young age, and they move forward in a completely different way. So they really look at a full package of what we're able to do. And we are very, very happy to be involved with HOPSports, because it really is allowing us to take a very low-tech product and bringing it to the world in a really, really